First you draw a circle, then you dot the eyes, add a great big smile, and presto! You have one of Nintendo and HAL Laboratory's most iconic characters, the ability-absorbing pink puffball known as Kirby.
Despite his simple nature, Kirby's creation is actually quite an interesting story, and today we're going to explain just that.
I'm the Kitsune Hawk.
And I'm Hikari!
And today we'll be looking at how one of Nintendo's most iconic characters came to be.
So get out your pencils, trivia enthusiasts, because this is character development.
Kirby's origins began prior to 1992, where, at HAL Laboratory, Masahiro Sakurai, whom you might also know from Super Smash Bros., was designing a game for the original Game Boy, known simply as Twinkle Popo.
Kirby was originally a placeholder sprite for Sakurai to use as he made the game, nicknaming him Popopo. As he continued to work on the game, Sakurai started to grow fond of the little puff.
Sakurai decided to make the game about Popopo, whom he renamed Kirby, and it was then renamed Kirby of the Stars or Kirby's Dream Land in North America.
Sakurai has stated that he doesn't exactly remember where Kirby's name came from, but most people believe it comes from the name of the lawyer John Kirby, who defended Nintendo in court after they were sued by Universal Studios over the use of the word Kong in Donkey Kong's name.
Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, has said that John Kirby did have some influence on Kirby's name, but that part of it has to do with the sound of the name. You see, in Japanese culture, it's common practice to use soft first syllables in the names of characters seen as cute. Nintendo thought the harsh K sound in Kirby's name added a sort of humorous and ironic charm to the character.
This wasn't the only debate involved in Kirby's creation. When Kirby's Dream Land was being developed, Sakurai and Miyamoto disagreed on what color Kirby was supposed to be. Sakurai originally wanted Kirby to be pink, while Miyamoto wanted Kirby to be yellow.
The debate over what Kirby's color would be continued as Kirby's Dream Land was being ported for its North American release. Even though the Japanese box art had a pink Kirby on it, the North American box art and commercial featured a black and white Kirby instead.
Miyamoto's idea of a yellow Kirby wasn't lost though. In Kirby's Dream Course, player 2 would play as a yellow version of Kirby. This would be repeated in other Kirby games such as Return to Dreamland and even the Super Smash Bros. Series.
Kirby and the Amazing Mirror and Squeak Squad also contain yellow color palettes for Kirby, and speaking of Super Smash Bros., they also have a black and white palette for Kirby as a nod to the North American box art of Kirby's Dream Land.
Getting back to Dream Course, the first version of a yellow Kirby had the name Kibi, a mix of Kirby's Japanese name, Kabi, and the Japanese word for yellow, Kiro.
Also worth noting that Kirby's signature ability, that being his ability to gain powers from the foes he eats, wasn't added until Kirby's second game, Kirby's Adventure. In fact, Kirby didn't start wearing hats for each of his copy abilities until Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland.
And speaking of these trends, Kirby's facial expressions on the box art are different in Japan and North America. While the Japanese box art tends to give Kirby a happy expression, he usually looks angry in the North American box art. Nobody's really sure why this is, but most people think it's to make Kirby more appealing to a Western audience.
Sure, Kirby's not as complex a character as some of the others we've seen in previous episodes, but his creation is certainly an interesting one, seeing as he went from being a placeholder sprite to one of gaming's most recognizable icons.
And we wouldn't have it any other way. This has been Character Development. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback in the comments. Check out the annotations in which you can find the previous episodes of Character Development as well as my Pokemon Alpha Sapphire Let's Play.